Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the newly released Shadow version of Blaziken, and we're also going to use a new legacy move, not new, but like in general a legacy move here with Stone Edge. Stone Edge is the recommended charge move for this Pokemon for this league, so we're going to try this one out now as well. Used an Elite Charge DM, I only have 2 left now I think, so it's going to be a little bit close with like upcoming releases where I'm a little bit scared about, but hey, Niantic didn't give us any chance of buying them recently, so that's kind of awkward. Like, we didn't even have a community box last time, so yeah, a little bit awkward. But here we're going to still be able to take a look at this Pokemon here. Not gonna lie, this team was really good. Like, I really went positive with this team, which I was like, yeah, finally, because honestly before I just completely got wrecked. I played I think 5 different teams with this Pokemon before. It was just so impossible to win games, always got hard countered, my opponent always had like really good matchups against me, always exactly that what I didn't want to see. This team now is super lame, don't get me wrong, but at least it worked. Like, this team at least worked for me. I gained a lot of, like, not a lot of elo because I only played 3 sets, and I think I went like 3-2, 3-2, and 4-1, which is, in my opinion, fine enough for me, but honestly, that's like the thing that you don't really see on YouTube. There are always some teams that completely don't work at all, and those usually don't get onto YouTube. So here you see the team that worked, but you didn't see the 5 different teams I played prior that didn't work with this Pokemon, because it's a little bit tricky to play this Pokemon. There are a lot of Pokemon that are answering this one here, as you're going to have, yeah, Righty Seal, that's not something that did answer it. But there are Pokemon like the Cresselia available that is pretty common. Trevenant is actually not as good as you might think. Also, Warren, if it has energy, has Earthquake. Like, this Pokemon is threatened by a ton of Pokemon. Like, also Charizard is very common right now, and Charizard is really tricky to deal with as well, because yeah, you have Stone Edge here, but also the opponent has a Wing Attack now, so good luck with that. Speaking of Charizard, here we go. There's the first one we're going to see for today, and this is a Stunfisk, but the opponent forgot to buy the Galarian version of that one. That was definitely not the one you should use here. But I take that one because it makes this match way easier, as they're going to be able to hit this next Icicle Spear already. This is going to knock out the opponent for whatever reason they are running the normal version. But like, shout out to you, very cool to see something not yeah, that lame. Here we're going to shield this move up. This doesn't really make too much sense here if you think about it, but actually my only goal here was to try to get as much damage on the opponent. You see, we have a Trevenant, we have a Blaziken, and neither of them have really pressure in terms of the charge move that it has there. Like, I don't know if a Seed Bomb really does help us here, but sadly my opponent is running an ABA line with Charizard and Moltres, and I have literally no idea what is happening here, as you're going to completely get destroyed by this one now. Honestly, I've seen so many ABA lines and they just trigger me. ABA line, if you didn't know, is basically you have the same Pokemon that you have in the lead also in the back, and then something in the middle that would be good for it, but usually, you know, like the ABB lines, like the double Victory Bell, and something else, like Victory Bell and Tropius backline with a Bastion in the lead. This is ABB line, yeah. And ABA is just basically if you would have something like a Bastion in the back as well, again like a Galarian Stunfisk, Bastion plus a Victory Bell team would be an ABA line. But yeah, like a lot of teams that had, for example, a Charmer in the lead, a Charmer in the back, and then something in the middle, which is just, it's just super annoying. I think I lost against all the ABA lines, but it just triggers me because, yeah, they won because they won the lead. But, like, what happens if they lose the lead hard? Like, what do you want to do there? I don't understand it. I just don't understand those teams. I don't really like those teams. You don't really see me use those teams either. But if people have success with it, I guess that's fine for them. This is actually a wild battle. Here we're going to only have our Blaziken left, and I have no idea what's going to happen here. We already knocked out the Toxicroak with our Blaziken. We have to hope and rely onto that Pokemon here that we're going to be able to win this game. We face now the opponent's Umbreon, and we see a Muk coming in. And Stone Edge is coming through here. We're going to be able to hit this one, and we're going to get the opponent super low. And for whatever reason, they just didn't want to throw the charge move here, which will allow us to farm them all the way down, as the opponent does not have enough pressure anymore to knock us out with the fast moves of Umbreon, and we will be able to sweep the entire team there with our Blaziken. Next game here, we're going to see a Gligar. Horrible lead for us, as we're going to lose this one easily with Trevenant. I'm going to actually swap out here into my Blaziken, trying to catch the move, but we're actually going to get out the Swampert. This is kind of funny. In the Great League, you're always going to be able to win against Swampert in the 2-shield scenario, by the way. Ultra League is different because Ultra League, the Swampert has more bulk and too much bulk for our Blaziken, sadly, to knock them out with counter damage, because that's basically what knocks them out in the Great League. Just going straight for counter would have been enough there, but here you see already they survive with a few HP left. And we can at least get the final shield by them, but no, they're going to let this move go through. They're going to go into the Gligar, allowing us though now to realign our Pokemon. And also, we could have got to the Stone Edge there. I was so sad about this. I didn't think that we would reach that with a fast move energy there, but sadly, like now we're going to have to go into our own Warrain. We will be able to go ahead and go for one charge move, and if they shield this, which they do, we can go ahead, go into our Trevenant and just snipe them with the Shadow Ball here. Goodbye their opponent. There is nothing they can do anymore here. As we see the Gligar coming in, this is going to be fine as we can take this move now, and we're going to take another move here, but they are basically in range and like 2 fast moves of my Warrain, as you're going to see here. And this is very, very fun because we lost the lead hard. We actually lost the save swap hard as well, but still came back because of the mistakes of my opponent. Speaking of horrible matchups, here we're going to encounter Pidgeot and here we're going to encounter Venusaur. This is not really ideal for me, but for whatever reason they swapped out there, that's kind of nice, at least for me, is I'm going to be able to get a shield advantage. I cannot shield this move up. There's literally no reason for me to shield this move up. But what is very nice here is we're going to be able to reach this Blaze Cake, as this will do some nice damage against the opponent. Going to do a really good chunk there, as we see now the Pidgeot coming in. We will be able to realign, which is so nice in this matchup, because you don't want to have the Trevenant against the Pidgeot. They're gonna go straight for the Brave Bird here, which is fine for me because I get either guaranteed shield or knockout here. I'm going to get the knockout, and we see the Ampharos now having 0 chance. My opponent completely hardwalled me from the get-go, and they still managed to lose this match, so shoutouts to them. A very good thing there for us, at least. Like, I have no idea how they did this. Like, honestly, they completely hardwalled us from the get-go, and there's nothing that they can do now anymore about this, because we're going to be able to win this game. The Shadow Ball going to knock out the opponent's Ampharos, and this is going to be a very good game there, as we're going to be able to go into the next game. Let's see what we're going to face here. Trevenant against Venusaur. Very decent lead for us. We can take one Sludge Bomb, as we see now a Gyarados coming in. Hindsight, I would have loved to go for a charge move here first before I swapped out, because now they can go for one crunch and they're gonna get the debuff, and you're going to see my health dwindling there, as this is not really the ideal scenario for us. We can go for an Icicle Spear and they cannot just shield and realign. You think? They do not, for whatever reason. I don't know, and I don't want to ask, because we're going to see here the Obstagoon coming in, allowing us to align our Blaziken. We can take one charge move from this Pokemon easily here, and we're going to see now the Venusaur coming in, as we can align our Trevenant and win this game. Good game there. Next opponent, amazing lead for us. So we're going to see a Deoxys defense in the lead. That's totally fine for us. We see a Muk coming in, and I was very late there also because of a little bit of lag in the beginning there, but yeah, also because I was just late. And we're going to see now the Dark Pulse coming through. A very great play by the opponent, not going for the bait first. But there is something that they're going to do now anyway, and this is going to be the bait coming through here. So I'm not going to shield this move up. I don't want to do that, as I can still get ahead and go for one Icicle Spear. And maybe they think that's an Earthquake and I get 2 shields. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, as we're going to be able to go into our Blaziken, take this next incoming charge move, going to be the Acid Spray, as we can now swap out into our Trevenant, and we are going to encounter the Obstagoon. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. The opponent has the alignment, the opponent has more healthy Pokemon, but I have 2 shields, and 2 shields are very, very powerful, of course, in the Great League, I want to say the Ultra League, of course, as you're going to see now the opponent going for one Obstruct, as we're going to be able to take this one. And most likely just going to spam Obstruct at this point of time. I cannot risk it though. Like, I have to keep my Trevenant alive. There's nothing else I can do about it. And you see me here trying to get into my Blaziken. We had 100 energy, and I'm going to be able to catch the move onto my Blaziken, which is going to be resisted. They're going to drop my defenses, but we see the Deoxys defense coming in here. We will be able to go ahead and go for a big Stone Edge here, going to hit them hard. And now you will see that they're going to actually go for a charge move here, which is going to be the Rock side. We just don't care too much. We're just going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here. We have to get rid of this Pokemon, as I'm going to undercharge, which literally didn't matter at all. But we're going to see now the opponent, that Muk, coming in here, as I will be able to go ahead and go for a charge move myself. Shadow Ball coming through, and now it's just coming down to this matchup here. I will just go straight for the Seed Bomb. It just literally doesn't matter what really happens here. There's nothing we can do at this point of time. It just whoever wins the fast move race, charge move race here, and I will be able to win this one. That's very nice, because my opponent decided to go for another Obstruct for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I don't know why the opponent loves Obstruct so much, but that kinda killed them the game. I think if they just went Night Stash the entire time during this game, they would have won this game, but if you love Obstruct, you love Obstruct, I guess. We're going to see the Waray now against us, which was a horrible swap by me, as we see a Buzzwole coming in. This is going to buzz definitely here, as we're going to be able to go for one Icicle Spear, going to get them low, but they are forced to go for one Superpower now, debuffing themselves. I will be able to go ahead and go into my Trevenant, which will be able to go for one Shadow Ball eventually, I thought, but no, I will be able to farm them all the way down, as they can go for one Lunge. Still going to be neutral, but we will be able to go ahead and go for a charge move against the opponent's Waray. That's going to be debuffed, of course, and not doing too much damage, but we will be able to shield this move up here. We have too much energy that we can let go of this yet. We swap out immediately as we can counter Charizard, and we're going to press the button in the top left corner. Next opponent, we're going to see the Trevenant against Skuntank. I already know at this point of time, like at least I thought already at this point of time, what team they're going to run here. This is, I think, Swampierd's team, but reversed, which is a smart decision because it beats the normal Swampierd's team. This is going to have the Tapu Fini in the back, and this is going to be a horrible matchup for us because there's not a lot that I can do about Tapu Fini, and as we're going to not be able to realign our Pokemon at all here because the opponent going to outspam us. This is not really looking too good here, right? At least we're going to be able to get a shield advantage here, but I'm not really able to keep it alive. At this point of time, I just hope that they didn't have Tapu Fini in the back. This is my only play that I can do. If they have Tapu Fini in the back, there's nothing I can do about it anymore. And we see, of course, the Tapu Fini in the back. I thought about it already at this point of time, but I had to play like this because there was nothing I could have done better for that. Because if I let shield the move up from the opponent's Rodriguez, they're just gonna go ahead and go into the Skuntank, and they just realign perfectly. So I had to basically rely on Blaziken sweeping this game, which just didn't work out. Next opponent, let's take a look at this one. We're going to see a Swampert in the lead, which is going to be very decent for us. Charizard coming in. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward one because Charizard going to be a little bit tricky to deal with for this team here. Warren is kind of okay for this position here, but it's still going to be not the easiest one. We can shield this move up as we're going to be able to go for our own charge move. They're most likely going to shield the move up as well. They're basically at 100 energy already. They have so much energy here, but we will be able to go ahead and just farm them all the way down. For whatever reason, they just want to throw as soon as I would be able to knock them out here anyway, so that's totally fine for me. And I will be able to now get a switch advantage, which is cool. I get some energy onto the opponent here, which is cool. But it's still going to be a tricky one here. Let's take a look. We can go for one Icicle Spear that's going to do some decent damage. We can go for another Icicle Spear here as well. And we're going to get somewhat damage on them, and we can go ahead and go into our Trevenant. They're sadly going to have a very decent answer against us in the back with their own Waray. I wish I would have our Blaziken aligned against this Pokemon, but they will be able to now farm up to 100 energy, which is a smart decision by them, as one Icicle Spear otherwise wouldn't have knocked me out anyway. Like this, they were able to get as much energy as they wanted. As you can see, it didn't even knock me out. And now I have to do some decision making, which I had to go basically into Blaziken. There was nothing else I could have done. They're gonna go for the Earthquake and knock me out. At this point of time, I just have to hope that I will be able to just farm them down with my fast moves before they're going to be able to go for an Earthquake here. Let's see, of course, it survives still. One more fast move of mine and literally hit the Earthquake with a 1 HP left. But yeah, 3 losses in a row here, not really ideal. But of course, those were actually not in a row while I'm playing this. It's just randomized, and sometimes we get losses at random spots. This next opponent has some issues with the lag, which I'm going to take advantage of because I will be able to now catch the move completely randomly onto my Waray. Literally no reason why they went for that move at this point of time because of the lag. But I'm totally okay with that. We're going to see here the opponent's Jealous. Going for one Shadow Ball, we can retaliate here with one Earthquake. That's going to do some pretty decent damage here as well. And we will go now for one more move, I thought. But no, they're going to go for their own charge move, which is going to be the Surf, going to knock me out. I can go ahead and go into my Trevenant and now go ahead and go for one Seed Bomb, which is going to knock them out as well. And we see now the opponent coming into their Obstagoon most likely. I swap into my Blaziken, gonna get them low, and we're going to see another Muk in the back. Muk is a very good Pokemon in the current meta as well. Like, this Pokemon has access to basically coverage for everything in the meta. Thunder Punch for Pidgeot, for Gyarados, for any Flyer, any Water type. Has a Dark Pulse for any Trevenant, for any Cresselia, for any Giratina, like this Pokemon is so good. Like if you want to build something that's kind of funny or whatever, try to build a Muk. Muk is just really good. The normal Muk is just as good as the Alolan Muk. Both of them are very good, very bulky as well. Poison Jab, a very nice fast move here. As we're going to see now the opponent going into the Obstagoon, and we're going to make an interesting play here now, which is me not throwing. Wait, I'm going to have to shield this move up anyway. It's going to be the Night Slash. I can still take one Night Slash. I thought they had less energy. That's why I, by the way, shield the first one. I usually should shield the second one, of course. But I have to go up to 2 Seed Bombs now, and we completely CMP tiling here, allowing us to go for a charge move here, allowing us to knock out the Muk as well with the next one. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Helps out a ton, and I see you on the next one. Bye.